The Storm, Part 3. By late autumn, the world had learned to live with the dome. It loomed over the continent like a second horizon, a shimmering hemisphere of interference and silence. The walls around it were fortified, the resonance cannons were calibrated, the protocols were memorised, the returnees still appeared, but fewer now, and the world had adapted to the new normal. People stopped looking at it every day, they stopped asking why it was there, they stopped hoping it would go away, and then one morning it began to shrink. No warning, no tremor, no sound, just a subtle inward pull, like the air itself was being drawn towards the centre. Sensors picked it up first, then the soldiers, then the civilians, then the world. The dome contracted, slowly at first, then faster still. Commanders shouted orders, scientists argued, cameras rolled, families fled, but nothing could stop it. The sphere collapsed inward at impossible speed, folding in on itself like a punctured lung. Everything inside remained intact, buildings, roads, towns, because the dome had never been physical. But every living thing inside passed through the static barrier wall during its implosion wave. Millions of people, millions of animals, birds and insects, entire ecosystems, all forced through the barrier at once, and the barrier did what it always did, it broke them. They emerged, unstable, flickering, blind, disoriented, static forms staggered across fields and highways, phase jumping unpredictably, shedding arcs of energy that killed streetlights and stalled vehicles. The defenders panicked, resonance cannons fired in overlapping arcs, trying to contain the flood, but the weapons were never designed for this. Where hundreds or thousands of altered beings were hit at once, the resonance waves amplified, fed back, and detonated in catastrophic bursts of light. Shock waves rolled across the plains, farmland flattened, forests ignited, power grids collapsed, towns went dark, dust clouds rose for miles. It wasn't nuclear, it wasn't radioactive, but it was devastating. When the dust settled, there were survivors on both sides. Outside, soldiers, civilians, emergency crews, scattered towns that had been just far enough away. Inside, millions of people who lived far enough away from the static border. Then there was cattle, wildlife. Every living creature was altered, drifting through the ruins like blind ghosts. They did not eat, they did not sleep, they did not weaken, they did not die on their own. They wandered. Crackling cattle stampeded. Blind flocks of birds flew north and south, perhaps guided by instinct. Some phase jumped past the cordons and appeared miles away. Some hid in collapsed buildings, flickering in the dark. Containment became impossible. The military escalated. Aircraft deployed wide area resonance sweeps. Drones dropped resonance charges. Entire regions were vibrated clean. The cost was enormous. Farmland scorched, livestock lost, wildlife annihilated, ecosystems broken, towns evacuated permanently. The Midwest became a patchwork of dead zones, quarantine corridors and flickering interference pockets. The infrastructure remained, buildings, roads, vehicles, but the land felt hollow, wrong, as if something essential had been scraped away. People called it the quiet zone. Footage leaked, faces were recognised, the truth spread. Every returnee had been a person, every person inside the dome had become one. The world grieved, the world raged, the world feared the next eruption. For a few weeks, nothing happened. Then on a winter night, far from the quiet zone, a storm formed over China. Not a normal storm, a vertical column, silent, rotating, impossible. And at its centre, a shimmer, a distortion, a familiar static haze. The world held its breath. The dome had not ended, it had moved. And whatever sickness the earth had caught was not finished with it yet.